Okay, game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. More Heroes of the Storm in the winner bracket of the Rive Cup. 2,000 euros on the line. We got another best of 3 series. And we got the Donuts against Go Next. So, Go Next is going to see if there's a couple of holes in the play of the Donuts that they can exploit. Getting it out of the way, guys. Getting it out of the way. I apologize for the dad jokes, but again, I have to pull this one at least once. They picked the shitty name. Ever since they started with that name, I all of a sudden have a craving for donuts every single time I cast Heroes of the Storm. That's bad for me, that's bad for everybody, so at least I need to get some puns in. Anyways, we got the Chromie ban and we got a Nubarak banned out. Yeah, the donuts have been playing a lot with the Nubarak. I've been talking a bit about how you can ban Stukov if you want to get rid of that engage and kill style a bit. But since they've been so solid with the Nubarak over and over and over again, not only with Stukov but even without him, it doesn't come as a big shock that the Nubarak gets banned out. So they're trying for a little bit of a target ban here. Now, the question is, Uther Medivh, what do you ban? Both are still up. You got Battlefield of Eternity coming up. Do you mind if your opponent goes in and plays with the Uther the main line, plays that double support setup? Do you mind if they are instead just picking Medivh? I guess the Medivh ban is probably something I would be more worried about. And they just say like, fuck it, we ban Sonya, and whatever you pick, we pick the other one. That works too. Here's the Uther pick, and I guess we're gonna get to see Medivh now. I would be very surprised if they didn't pick him. Because if you go get rid of Sonya here, then yeah, with the Uther pick for the Death Knight, Medivh is still open and can be taken. And then you can, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with that. You could still play around with Garrosh, engage into the backline there. Stukov is still up too. There's a lot of combos. Ana and Stukov. Alright, screw it. No Medivh for them. To be fair, with those two picks, if you pick Medivh now for Go Next, what could happen is that Stukov and Ana are both controlling the portals whenever someone is moving in or out. So, you got some portal control at your hand. Medivh is still a pain in the ass. So, we'll see if one of the teams jumps on him. It's kind of unlikely now with the double support that the Donuts are actually going to do that. So, if there's a team that picks Medivh, it's very likely going to be Go Next. Ona! Ona! Wit is playing Mei, and Kelvin locks in Hanzo. So they got some damage against the Immortal for our first game here. Still best of 3 series, as I said. There is a loser's bracket, so if anybody is able to make it into the next round, and they're already in the winner bracket semi-final, but the loser isn't out of the tournament yet. They still drop down to the lower bracket and have a chance there. And Deathwing is getting banned out. Okay, so no ban against Medivh for them. Vala gets banned. If you have a double support, any kind of damage dealer that you can put in at the backline is so much safer. And Vala's problem most of the time is survivability. But on this map with an arrow build, she also excels against the Immortal, of course. So that's pretty good for her. And, well, let's see what else we're going to get. Yeah, they need to have a bit more here. Come on. What are we getting? I want to see what the damage is. I want to see what Rutsu in particular picks. Okay, we got Maiev and we got Jimmy in. Jimmy, in this case, I'm a little wondering if he goes into Exterminator or not. We've seen so many different plays now where Ace in the Hole and Battlefield of Eternity was taken by some of the top teams. And given the fact that they still have Stukov, Maiev, Ana, they could definitely do with a little bit of extra damage here at the front in the team fights. And not only on the Immortal. Jimmy would miss out on that a little bit. But, well, for Go Next. Falstad and Urel. So they got some disengage. You got the side laner. You got the birdie in here for Gust and also for side lane clear. Blade can always push them back out. Especially when the cage comes down. You can try and make that work. And Battlefield of Eternity, the last pick. Guess they're going to switch some of the picks around for sure. But what is Go Next? What are the Donuts going to do? They qualified for the Master Clash as well, but it took them 3 qualifiers to win one of the tournaments. And there it is! Li Ming! Nano boosted Ming! And that's an interesting front line now. Maiev and Stukov, the only 2 melee heroes in that setup. Okay, that's definitely a little bit special, what they are trying to pull off here. So let's head into the first map of this best of 3 series. We get Go Next against the Donuts, everybody. The Donuts, they don't need a tank. No, Lauba is playing the Maiev main tank right now. I mean, our boy was always looking for alternative tanks at the front. He's the one that brought Mal'Ganis pretty much into the mix. He's played the Blaze main tank for a long time, and now he's just saying, you know what, Maiev, amazing. Double support behind me. No problem, baby. Let's go. So the blue team with Skog on Reyna, Lauba on Maiev. You got Copenhagen on Stukov, Veruzzo on Liming, and Ixir is playing Ana. Yeah, it's going to be wild. We got on level 1 also Exterminator. Now that they got Li Ming in the mix, because it didn't pick a tank, you definitely got enough damage and can go for Exterminator here. Death Knight for Gonex is playing Uther. We got Wit on Mei, Kelvin on Hanzo, Blade on Falstead, Meldor subbing in today, and he is playing Ural. Okay. Yeah, with all of this said and done, let's see what we're gonna get here. First of all, we get Falstead stacking on the level 1 with the Gathering Storm. Haven't seen that one in a hot minute. Fair enough. Let's go. To be honest, if you pick the bird on this map, I don't mind it at all. Not even a little bit. You can make arguments that Falstead is maybe not the pick that you want to go for here, but if you do, then trying to go for a stacking process isn't really a horrible choice or anything. So it's a little bit interesting to see Blade on this, and yeah, the bird's down. Alright, so the bird just got cooked, and chicken wings for dinner. Got 4 stacks before he died, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on him. So a mage build, very likely the follow-up on 13 and 16 for the cooldown reduction and the earlier tailwind activation. But it's wild builds in general on this map now, so both of the teams are opening it up with a bit of a bang. I would say a more traditional setup that we're seeing for Go next year, especially since they are also playing Uther in that particular style. Top lane, our 2 versus 2 continues. Blade gets some extra damage out and also stacks together, so he's going to wait for that extra oomph that he gets with the boomerang later on. But Meneldor, he will have to abandon this one too. Since the opponent runs the support in that mix, they won't be able to keep up with them, and they have to retreat. So it's only a single attack that or single kill that we've seen so far. The double support is going to keep everybody in play for the Donuts, and yeah, we'll see how long this one lasts. I mean, any kind of like stacking where you really look towards the late game, you have to consider, is this really a map where games last particularly long or not? Falstead is of course going to give you the chance to also stay on the side lane and defeat those pesky shamans whenever the objective is up on the map. And maybe even lock in the experience for the extra talent. Could happen around level 1. I mean, in the past, we had, even in HTC days, for a long time, the Haka as a side laner on Battlefield of Eternity, because you were trying to get level 7 before your opponent did on the first Immortal, and then you played aggressively around Immortal number 1, and were trying to establish a lead that would help you. So that global style has been there. I mean, back in the day, in 2015, we even had tournaments where people played Butcher and Falstad in one of the earliest tournaments in Prague, where Navi was trying to get isolation kills with, let's call it, mixed results. But of course, since then we had a lot more heroes released, there were a lot of patches, and things changed significantly. Yeah, Falstad with the level 4 now, hasn't really made a choice yet. Honestly, the level 4 doesn't really matter that much right now. Goes into the hammer gains. Could have really picked anything at this point. We still got the stacking on the Behemoth armor for Jimmy, now that he locked in the level 4 Triumvirate for Li Ming. And, well, let's see what else they can do here, because now the Immortals are up, and it's game time. Who's able to get the first few hits in over here? Immediately the sleep dart, and Rutzo says, thank you very much. That's going to be some extra damage. Down here, though, they're starting to poke this out a little bit. And Blade, yeah, gets good damage in against Lauba, and Lauba is down. Lauba and Ixir are both down. The fact that they don't have a main tank gets exploited immediately in the early game, and they are suffering 2 losses just as the Immortal is up on the map. Now, there's still a bit of a defense happening up here at the top as the blue team is trying to get some damage in. But the halftime show has been won by Go Next, and they're of course now going to try to finish their first objective. So, yeah, job well done and an interesting start here. But thanks to Jimmy, they can catch up even. Yeah, rest of the team comes in. Who's going to win it? This is going to get a lot closer than you guys might probably think. But the red team wins it with 1,800 hit points as a buffer. Yeah, and more stacks potentially from Blade. They're jumping in again. Could reposition here even. Attack. Here comes the trade on Mei. Lauba is jumping in. And he immediately has to retreat. Thanks to the double support, he doesn't go down. but he nearly died again there, so he has to be quite careful. We got 12 stacks for Falstad. Boomerang is now going to kick in for him, so finally he can put that extra oomph to the test. We also have, in addition to it, the Hand of Protection taken. Level 7 is ready for both of the teams. And Falstad is starting to chase the top lane. They're trying to make the play for Copenhagen. Should get the cooldown ready any second again, by the way. And, yep, then we're going to see the kill. No, we're not. The heal is there. And he doesn't have it in time. At the bot lane, the Immortal has been defeated too. The wall has fallen, with the exception of one of the towers. But they are also attempting to push the top lane out a little bit further. Yeah, my F-Buy now with the Bonds of Corruption. And of course, we got also the Calamity on level 7. With that said, it's still a play for the top camp, and a small lead in experience for Gnext is now at the ready. Now, the damage output that we've seen so far, Falstad is at 6,700. Nothing to write home about yet. But of course, it's still early on in the game, and he's going to try to get that Boomerang damage in soon. Wasn't available for him in the last one. Yeah, still a 2 versus 1 top lane setup, so that's a bit of a problem, especially with the camp pushing in. Death Knight down here has to be careful, evades the bonds, and here comes Jimmy. Careful, can the birdie get another hit in? Not just now. But the bot lane attempt is there, and both of them are incredibly low. Wit and Death Knight are about to fall, so they gotta be careful and Hearthstone back. Still fairly even. And up at the top, a bit more damage has been done by Falstad in the meantime, and nearly dropped Jimmy. But now Urel is moving in too, and the next objective gets announced. So it's a bit of a slow start in the game. Uther down at the bottom though, with the perfect timing here. Get some additional heals out, and they're trying to keep the fountain alive for as long as possible. But the blue team has now a chance to take the camp at the bottom. Top lane gets attacked again. The slow, where's the barrel roll when you need it? He has the mana, they're gonna get the kill. Yep, there. No, not like this. Blade misses it completely. I guess he had a chance to go for the kill here, but it doesn't work out. Now Jimmy with the Exterminator and Kelvin with this level 4 are both trying to make the play for the halftime show. Falstad is flying in, chips in some extra damage, of course, too. But yeah, that one was unfortunate. I think a kill against Stukov was definitely in the cards here. So now, at the bottom of the map, Falstad has to deal with this one first. Always then try to move back in, but it's a bit of a halftime show victory for the Donuts. Let's be serious for just a moment. They have a 4,000 point lead, so there's that. Bit more damage done quite easily up at the top, and they are poking this out quickly. I mean, they take the camp, but they sacrifice a lot of the immortal hit points in the process. There's the level 10 now for both of the teams. Rutzo with a tactical pause immediately over here. Alright, that's a bit of a problem. Lauber was on his way back into the fight. Level 10 abilities now available for both of them. We got the Divine Shield in, we got the Ice Wall, also the Mighty Gust. Falstad still at the bottom though. He just defended against the setup, and now they have to move back up to the top, and they could try to push them back out. But we also got the Eye of Horus, so Ixia can use that to get some damage connected. And more importantly, we got the Wave of Force. So Rutzo is in a position where he could try to target Wit with this, but they're just agreeing to move back for now. We got the Meme Strike in, and they are trying to angle in from the attack for the side. Here's the trade. Wit about to move out. The Pew Pew is coming. Wit is low, and he dies. Nicely done. Meme Strike gets used. Zones out Lauber, and Lauber survives. Oh, the Gust into the Immortal setup. Beautiful kill. Beautiful setup and a nice kill. There goes Uther, but they were able to take Li Ming down. They're still making the play for Jimmy. The Eye of Horus. Ixia, he keeps all of them alive. Menaldor is still alive and kicking. They're trying to get away. May is now moving in. Falstad is on the move. Hanzo is down. And Jimmy takes the Immortal and drops it. Blade comes in again. They're trying to get Granny. But Anna is still alive. What a fight. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Blade dies to Jimmy and the Rainers Raiders. What the hell? Look at the beginning of that fight. Check this one out. They went for Lauber, and now look at this Gust. Look at the Gust that comes in. Bam! Straight into the Immortal stun. They opened it up with multiple kills, and then they lost the fight after all. 6-4 kills. The bottom fort has just now fallen, and now they're moving in at the top to try and take the second one too. Damn, son. That one turned quickly. Oh, boy. Like, that game went insane. 21 stacks by now for Falstad. 17 for the Behemoth armor on Jimmy. Falstad has 14,000 damage now. Second highest damage dealer in the game. Actually, it's not true. On the team, not in the game. And they were trying to get him more done down here. Hasn't really worked out for him. But oh boy, that top battle. Yeah, Li Ming, she's sitting at 18k, and they took both of the forts with this one. Both forts are down. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Go Next is now in a really, really awkward position. Now, they're trying to at least take the top camp. Falstad is the only one at the bottom of the map, and that camp is going to be taken in a moment too. So they're going to get their level 13. Both of them will for the next fight. But this is going to be a battle that has to be won by Go Next, or they're going to get snowballed hard. Yeah, and Blade, if he can stack a bit more aggressively, that would be kind of neat. He's sitting at 23 now, which isn't bad, but he really needs to connect these shots. We got the Violent Reaction now with the level 13. And they are apparently starting to make a play down at the bottom. I mean, damn, they really want it. There's the wall. Oh my god. They're going ham on these boys. I mean, damn, son. They really want them. They zone them out with the wall. Oh, the bird. No. They actually get the kills in. They use the Divine Shield too. 2 kills. Jimmy down, and so is Stukov. But the counter kill against Falstad. Here's the cage, the tether. Another ult gets used. The combo. Li Ming. Rutzo wants it. Lauba jumps in deep. Might have committed Sudoku here, but he gets the kill against Mei. Lauba's down too. What a fight. Rutzo with another combo attempt. Mildor jumps over the missiles and tries to go in for the next kill, but oh my god. 8 kills to 7. I mean, let's be honest. It was, at the end of the day... Oh, even if they can get the win here against Rutzo, that would be insane. At the end of the day, it was a win for Go Next. They got more kills out of the last battle. 1 additional kill, but still, that one was kind of crazy. Now, Urel isn't quite out of this yet, though. That's a problem for Mildor. He doesn't have his ult ready, and he's gonna go down. Yeah, that was, let's call it unfortunate. Especially the timing is a bit worrisome, considering that the Immortal is now up on the map. But there are some insane fights happening right now. They go for the camp and they're gonna take it, aren't they? Well, Lauba's a bit low. Lauba's low and Lauba goes down. They take the camp, but they lose Uther. Kill after kill after kill. Just as Urel is about to come back, Uther is down, so is Maiev, but the halftime show has now been taken. Oh my god, what is happening in this game? I mean, seriously. 38,000 damage now from Hanzo. We got 28,000 on the side of Li Ming. They try to go for the objective, and that would be a big one. I mean, just compare the hit points on these suckers. They're kind of crazy. And once again, the combos are there. Mildor now with some extra damage. Uther's going to be back in another 5 seconds. We'll still have to walk into the middle of the map here. They try to zone them as best they can, but someone has to dish out the damage against the Immortal. If they don't win the team fight soon, then they're going to lose the Immortal, and 100% shield is pretty problematic. Alright. That wall didn't really do enough. Blade, careful. Might have to gust out. Doesn't go for the gust, gets the heal. Uther's back to business. Mildor is deleting another wave, but they are exposing their Immortal now to the attack of the blue team. And the Donuts don't hesitate. They move in, and they take it. Bam! Immortal claimed, nearly 100% shield. The Go Next, they need kills now. They need to snack up at least one of the Donuts, or it's gonna be a big problem with the defense here. This game is pretty crazy. Level 16 is insanely close. Alright. I mean, whew. 33 stacks now for Falstad's level 1 with the mage build. As predicted, he goes into the Flow Rider. We're gonna see that trend continue, but that's a 16 talent advantage for the Donuts. And they're going through the top. I'm gonna try and make it happen here. Here comes the push. Trying to push through. Alright, already a little bit of a zone attempt with the meme strike. Trying to divert them away from the Immortal, and so they can take the shield down, but that didn't really work out. That keep is... There's no way they can save that keep. That keep is going to be gobbled up in just a second. They're trying to do what they can here. Another wall, alright. Maybe now. Can they attack or get some damage in? Doesn't seem like it. The birdie has to fly out, and the keep is already gone. That's a big push through the top now. And I'm not so sure that the Donuts are going to stop here. They have an opportunity to end the game. At least do some core damage. So, yeah, there's a chance to get some core damage in, and if they get kills, they can do even more. Blade needs to be careful, but it's Yrel that dies first. The gust comes through, but the core is likely going to take some damage now. Do they look for more kills? That's the question. Score comes in with one hit after another. Tries to take the shield down. Core is low. So far, they haven't lost any hit points on this one, but that's going to change any moment now because here comes Jimmy. Jimmy is on the move back in. Yrel down for another 17 seconds. And they get the Divine Shield on the bird because he was in trouble. They try to make the play for Blade. There's another ult, and Blade is down. Hanzo was trying to rush them away here, but the core is losing hit points as we speak. Rutsu is looking for resets and kills. They are going to get Uther too. And of course, we have at least Yrel back, but she's struggling as well. It is a problem. 16 to 16 talents, and the core is taking more damage by the second. But they take Maiev down. Maiev is down. The core is at 74, 72% HP. They go again for Jimmy. They try the follow-up kills. Mei, she's low, and Twin gets annihilated. Mana's also dropping, but it doesn't matter because now Rutsu is just killing one after another. He's on a killing streak here, and the only survivor is Yrel. They make the play for game, and it's looking fantastic for the Donuts in this first Heroes of the Storm game of the winner bracket match. Yeah, in 15 kills to 9, 26% on the core. A right click would finish it already. Rutsu wants to kill against Blade. He can't get it just now, but Blade is low, so is the core, and that is game. The Donuts with the lead in this tournament match. Nicely done as the blue team locks in the victory.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Volskaya Foundry, map number 2. Yeah, the Donuts, a little bit of an weird setup that they have, but I wouldn't quite emulate that in your own games just yet. I would wait until they bust that Maiev main tank out against someone like the Hardos against Chili Mountain or 30k before I would try to copy that. But either way, now we got the Anubarak ban again, so go next. They might have lost map number 1, but they're still sticking it out with the preference ban against the Donuts. Against another team, Anubarak would definitely not be banned here, but as I explained in the first draft, here it makes a whole lot of sense. So Chromie at this point is going to get banned once again. Still looking a little bit towards Medivh, even more so on this map than on the last one, because Volskaya is another fantastic map for a Medivh ban, but Zarya, yeah, I can get that too. Still a very good hero to ban, but that leaves Uther and Medivh both up. Both of them oftentimes get banned out. So let's see what they can actually do over here. What are they gonna ban? Because the last time they simply banned Sonya and had then the option to pick one of them for themselves. Right now they're not doing that at all. But yeah, let's see. They're definitely waiting it out. Yeah, the Sonya ban again, so they go for the exact same thing. They ban out Sonya once more, so Uther and Medivh are now both up. And there's the Uther pick again. And here we go. Do we get the Medivh this time? Right. I'm always a little bit weary with the Donuts when they're pulling stuff like they do just recently. They like to sometimes take a couple of interesting builds and team compositions as they did in the last map, and it could really be also a little bit of disrespect that they just say, hey, we're gonna win this game against Go Next, even if we're not locking all the top picks in here. So you gotta always be a little bit careful. In the earlier rounds of the tournaments, that's definitely a thing. Right now, Go Next is enough of a threat that you gotta be very careful what you're trying to do there. Rexa is taken. He's obviously... I mean, this is the map where Rexa was actually established in the meta. That was just after HCC went down in the early days of 2019. So Rexa and Junkrat are taken. And Zul plus Cassia. Okay, so Zul can start roaming around as they're going for the objective and try to push the lanes out. Cassia for the stacking. Great map for her. It's a fantastic map for Cassia, and there's always a chance that it gets locked in by your opponent if you're not careful here. Because this is a map that usually lasts quite long and has a lot of team fights, so Cassia can get tons and tons of stacks. And here comes the ban against Stukov then again. Medivh is still up. Could still be banned out. You could play definitely with him. I mean, they get Junkrat here. Junkrat, by the way, is also one of the heroes that is, of course, among the best heroes against Medivh. Because he can always, once the portal comes down, place a mine. And then, if somebody goes through the portal, try to isolate them from the rest of the team. So that's normally the play. Which means that every time you see an early Junkrat picked in, the opponent has to really think, do we want to pick that Medivh? But right now, it seems like both of the teams are actually just letting him go again. It's very, very strange to see, considering that in the last, I want to say 20 matches, we had Medivh banned reliably as one of the first ones, time and time again. So, yeah, let's see. What do we get now from the blue team? Especially what do we get from Lauber? I want to see what the main tank is going to be. Ana is in. And they got Falstad. Okay, so that they got their own global now. Alright. Yeah, we have one global, we have some poke, we have Rexa. They have good control over the checkpoint. Cassia has an easier time stacking against Rexa, of course, as well, so that's good for them. Wit on the Zul main tank, as you can play him too, so that's another one. And yeah, Blade and Menaldor, we still need a bit of a side laner for them. Well, alright, they're actually playing Zul on side lane. We're just gonna likely switch over to Jojo. And we have Menaldor and Sylvanas. That's a powerful tool if you can use the Protector. And Stitches! Alright. They're definitely memeing at least a little bit. Haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Good to have you here. Stitches gets played. Volskaya Foundry, everybody. We have a Stitches play. We got Stitches, Gorge into Falstad, Gus, the isolation players from the Donuts. Let's head straight into game number 2 of our Heroes of the Storm series. Well, we got some playtime here. We have the Donuts. They're memeing a little bit. Again, you gotta be careful against the team like Go Next. These guys are not a bad team by any means. These guys are solid, but there's no doubt that there is a bit of a skill gap between the Donuts and Go Next. So in this case, the blue team decides that they're gonna play this out with Stitches here. Lauber playing him. We've got Skok on Falstad, Ixia on Ana, Copenhagen on Rexa, and Rutsu is playing Junkrat. On the right side of the map, Kelvin on Cassia. For Go Next, we got Menaldor on Jojo, Death Knight on Uther, Blade on Sylvanas, and Wit on Zul. So we're likely seeing an old school combo that was played back in the days, back in like 2015, 2016. I believe for the first time. You're playing with Stitches, they're likely going to go for Gorge, and then Falstad with the Mighty Gust can isolate the target. And Stitches has of course seen a lot of changes in the past and is going for survivability now too. Now to be fair, this is definitely a bit of a meme setup. By no means is Stitches like the tank these days. Then again, if you have some success with him in some of your scrims and you're just saying like, hey guys, we're going to make this a bit interesting, we got a lead right now, so we can take a tank that is a bit off meta. If you all of a sudden are able to get some good results with him, you might consider picking him later on in a different setup where you go up against an opponent that is a little bit stronger. But let's see if Go Next can deal with this, for example. The first kill against Zul at the bottom, you can argue that shouldn't have happened already, but either way, it's a 1-0 kill lead for the Donuts. And it also allowed them to push the lane out a bit quicker. Now we got Death Knight moving back down. We have also stacks for Falstad. And yeah, that's going to be pretty neat. I mean, as I said, Savor the Flavor is in. And this is extra regeneration that you get through this. Of course, back in the day, you had... I mean, that talent was so busted. I think... What was it? You got 8 hit points per second regeneration in beta or something like that. I remember that I had a Stitches setup where I regenerated in one of my own games 300 or more than 300 hit points per second, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Like, nobody could kill you. Since then, the hero has been changed multiple times, the talent has been changed, but it's still pretty solid what you can get in terms of regeneration, and you also take some of the pressure off your support, so it doesn't really have to deal with you all that much and can focus on other heroes in the lineup. But either way, the Donuts now with an attempt to go for the next item. And Stitches is of course also a beast in the hit point pool. And they're trying to take also some additional stacks already for Falstad, who's sitting at 6 stacks on his level 1. I want to highlight that Cassia is doing fairly well too. I mean, 20 stacks at the 2-minute mark, that's kind of nuts. So Kelvin is already getting some solid value out of this even before we're having the first big fight over the checkpoint. And Cassia is always one of the X factors in any game that you play on Volskaya Foundry. If you check her out you gotta be careful and gotta make sure that he doesn't stack too hard. So we'll see. One of the things that's also kind of neat when you're playing with Stitches, we've seen that in one of the Meta Madness lineups, not the previous one, but before that, was Stitches with Hungry for More. If you have Tomb of the Spider Queen, for example, and you're guaranteed to get a lot of globes, you get a ridiculous hit point pool. I mean, multiple times we had Stitches above 11 or 12,000 HP even in longer games on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and it's incredible how unkillable you are once you reach that point. But of course, on a map like Volskaya Foundry, you don't get as many globes, and therefore, if you play Stitches, heading into the regeneration instead isn't a bad choice by any means. Now, for now we got the playtime on level 4, and playtime he gets. That's definitely true. A little bit of stacking for Kelvin. The good thing is that if you're going up against Stitches, that bad boy is so fat that you can't miss the Lightning Fury. At least you wouldn't think so. Right. Yeah, even Varian, when he tries to taunt Stitches, doesn't make any fat mama jokes, because Stitches just sits there and says like, yeah, so what? That's true. That's not a diss. What are you talking about? But either way, 1 kill to 0, and it's party time. That's the moment where Cassia can start to stack a bit. We got 22 for her. Also, we have on level 1 stacking for Sylvanas even ongoing, with the Unfurling Shadows. And of course, whenever you go into the stacks here, you want to go for Festering Wounds on level 7, which is exactly what he did. The Birdie is flying in now as well. And we got Boomerang for Skok taken on 7, as you always should. Unless you're going full Lightning Rod, because, yeah, I don't know, it's a Genji on the other side or something along those lines. But here we go. That's the moment where you can start to make a bit of a play after you take your additional turret. And they're going for turret number 2 as we speak. Afterwards, they definitely have to start to make their way over and see what they can do here. Especially Kelvin wants to finally join the battle so he can stack his level 1. And it is party time. That is actually a good sleep dart. Oh, the hook after... Kelvin gets hooked after the sleep dart. And he's about to fall. Unlucky. In Germany, we call that dumm gelaufen. Moves right into the hook. Lauber didn't even aim for him. He honestly wanted to get Sylvanas, and now they get not only 1 kill, but they get 2, and they get the Protector together with it. So, yeah, that backfired very, very quickly. Cassia was just sitting there, was like, seriously? Like, really? That hook hit? Walks right into it, completely blindsided by that thing. Now, the Protector is making it down to the bottom of the map, whereas everybody else is focusing topside now. And, yep, here we go. There's again the Eye of Horus, as we normally see, and there's Gorge, and there is Gust. As predicted, Gorge, Gust, the combo is going to be played here. Yeah, stacking is now possible, at least at the bottom of the map. But Cassia gets pushed away again, so Kelvin is not really having a lot of fun with this. At the top, they're making the engage for Wit, and Zul is down. Zul eliminated, 4 kills to 0, the early level 10. And the rocket ride, everybody. Yeah, as I said, they're memeing it a little bit. It's here. There was actually a time when NA, for example, liked to play Rocket Ride as actual meta against Deathwing, because they said against Deathwing you can always connect the hit, and so they played it for a while. Then again, NA also had a Cho'Gath meta, so there's that. 19 stacks, by the way, for Falstad, so he's doing a very, very good job with the stacking here, too. We got the Falling Sword to apply some pressure onto Ana in the backline. Also a pretty common choice, of course, when you're going up against the Ana support. But right now, the Donuts, they are definitely having a little bit of fun here. And the question is always, when are they going to execute the combo finally? At the bottom of the map, Gorge was already used. Rocket Ride. And here's the Ana pressures. They're starting to move in. Ooh, Lauber at the top. Cassia's fallen down here. Ana's trying to keep the big boy alive. Lauber makes it out. 4 men are trying to take him apart, and they just can't. Rutzo is moving back in with the rocket. The Birdie is pushing out the top lane. By now, we got 10 stacks for Lauber on his level 1. So he's also starting to get some serious value over here. I mean, again, if you're going in the talent, so the first thing that really happens is you have an extra heal. It's a little bit of mana, and the more important part, you get extra health regeneration. At this point, it's 15, so it's already kind of okay. It's not really too great yet, but later on, you get the double devour that you can use. So there's a lot of tools that Lauber has in the late game where he can, yeah, pad those stats even further. Either way, there's the jump on Ana again, so once more with the Iron Skin, they're trying to get Ixia under pressure. The problem is that Falster just cuts to the rest of the team, and that isolates Menaldor, and as you can imagine, that doesn't really bode too well for Jojo, so she's down. There's another Gust, and that's gonna be a Rocket Ride. Gust into Rocket Ride. Divine Shield, and he dodges it out and gets the damage over on Zul instead. Wit is kept alive though. Yeah, they're not losing him. Or are they? Uther! Yeah, the Ghost was trying to get the heals in. But there's the kill. Stitches, drops Zul. Rocket Ride is back. Blade falls. They're doing work. 69 stacks for Sylvanas. We now with level 13. Also have the Giant Killer. That's one's ready. Fishing Hook is also in play now for him. So Stitches is even more of a danger. And the damage output, 21,000 for Falstead. The birdie is doing well. Sylvanas is currently in the lead in the global leaderboard. But let's not forget that there's not a single kill for Go Next. They weren't able to take a single hero down. Yeah, they could try to pull something off at the top, but they can't drop Falstead. He's also playing this one safe, of course. And there's another camp already being taken. The objective is being announced. 13 against 10 talents is what we're seeing now. Another hook attempt, but Death Knight dodges out on it. Cassia is still stacking fairly well. 51 stacks right now is not bad, considering all the pressure that they had to face. So the team fights and the stacking is at least working for her. If they can stack her and Sylvanas properly into the late game, who knows? Maybe they can do something here. But right now, things are obviously not looking too good. Can they bring him behind the gate? Nah, not quite. There's the Rocket Ride, and Wit is dead. Wit is down. That's another kill. And Rexa is in the meantime controlling the top and is trying to take the point. And Force simply says, guys, I'm gonna stack my level 1. I'm just gonna go bot lane. You can do at the top whatever you want. I'm gonna stack, I'm gonna take another fort down if I can. But yeah, I'm gonna get more damage connected, and that's exactly what they're going for. So at this point, we got 10 kills to 0. Again, the jump into the back. I want to say that Go Next is also a bit resigned to what's going on here. I think they're realizing that this is just not working out for them. They're not even trying to defend the bot lane. Falstead can do whatever he wants down there. The only way that I see Go Next coming back into this is some long fights where they stack Sylvanas and also Cassia, and then all of a sudden try to bring it back. But Skorg is getting one wave after another. He's sitting at 32 stacks now. I guess they're going to try and get a jump on him. Maybe if Death Knight can get a stun connected, but even that doesn't happen. He has the Afterburner now too with a level 16, so he's just playing macro, and all the lanes are getting pressured. Yeah, Uther still can't make the engage here. At the bottom of the map, Wit is at least taking some of the towers down and the gate, but at the top, Rexa has now taken the Protector and starts to move it in. They steal some of the items away, but there's the Gust right into their hands. And could go for Gorge. Doesn't even go for the Gorge. There's the Divine Shield being used. Sylvanas, once she uses the wave, she gets gobbled down. And not even that happens. And here comes the play for Ana. Finally a kill for Go Next. Nicely done. Applause. Well played. The double kill against Lauber. Honestly, at this point, Lauber just saw Ana die and he got jealous and he was like, hey, I want to die too. I haven't died yet. So he committed Sudoku right in front of the rest of the team. But that doesn't change the fact that the, Protector at the top lane, even without a gunner, has just said, okay guys, you can play your play down at the bottom. I'm gonna go top side and do a bit of work. 11 kills to 2. 2 of the forts are down. Top lane keeper's taking some damage. 64 stacks now for Cassia. And yeah, 37 for Falstead. And honestly, that Falstead setup, that scares me more than anything else. Because with 29,000 damage, he's already looking good. And he hasn't even participated in half the team fights. So once that we see his score completely stacked on this, he can just murder the late game. He's not the... There's not only the red team is stacking for late game. Let's put it like that. So, yeah, he goes for Sylvanas at the bottom. And he nearly got her too. Thanks to the Unstoppable Frames and the Will of the Forsaken, she was able to move out. But, yeah, that was a bit of a problem. Okay, so by now we have another item about to be claimed, and this time it's actually the red team. So this time they are making the play over here. And starting to go for that. And of course, we still have some towers to be taken, or some turrets. And this time it's the blue team to steal them. And, well, let's see what actually they can do here. top side. Skog, yeah, he goes for the next one. He's nearly done with this quest. It's gonna be a 40 in just a moment. Then he has the activatable that he can use, and he's of course gonna stack this even further. But hook, gorge, and yep, that's gonna be a kill. Oh, is it? Didn't go behind the gate. He might not be able to get it, but Falset comes in and Deathknight gets deleted. The Valkyrie only hits Misha, so that's the only thing. And they are starting to take the next one down. Maenaldor gets attacked here. Yeah. Wit also in trouble. Both of them low. And Skog is doing fairly well. He didn't die yet. He does the damage. He gets the quest completed. They go for Sylvanas. They drop her too. Top lane gets pressured at the same time. That's going to be some damage on the keep. They're not going to... actually, now that they're moving topside, I think they're going to finally take it. They're having some fun here, as I said. But 14 kills against 2. They're looking pretty good over here. Yeah, they nearly have level 20. They can take the keep. Technically, they could even try and go for core now. I'm not quite sure if they're really going to push it that far or if they want to try and fall back and play it safe and go for the third objective. But considering the way that this is going, they definitely have opportunities. And yeah, Lauber is looking for the hook. Well, that one didn't connect. 36 stacks. That's 36,000 damage for Falstad, and they're just like taking the camps. But here comes once again the potential engaged. Gorge is out. They try to make a play. Gast is out into the trap, and that's a kill. I mean, honestly, that's about as neat as you can make that combo work. So I'm actually going to show you again, because check out what they did. So they delivered it into the trap, gusted everybody else away, and then delivered the damage. And of course, as I said multiple times, this is a bit of a meme setup. I mean, not only that you pick Stitches, but also that you go for the rocket ride. So, yeah, there's that. Either way, Copenhagen also getting pushed here. We got also Falstad with even more mobility since he committed to the epic mount on level 20. And, well, let's see what else they're gonna grab here. We got I Hate Waiting. Yeah, they are doing everything they can, I suppose, to end this with the next protector. And that one has just been locked out at the bottom of the map, so there's that. Okay, so at this point we have a quick hook coming in, 15-2. That's the current kill count. Damage, I already talked about it a bit. At least Cassia is stacking, and Sylvanas is stacking too, 77 stacks and 100. There's always the chance that you come back once that you got the damage output. The bird goes down. Finally, they get another kill. And honestly, that gives them a lot of experience here because of the big gap in XP between the teams. All of that didn't do anything. Completely memed over here. That is a total meme at this point. 2 ults for 1. They just dodged out on it and just said like, yep, I don't care. But they're at least working on the next objective. And now they're rotating. They should get level 20. Go next to get level 20 for the defense. It would be kind of funny if they somehow bring this back. We got 16 stacks now for Lauber, so he didn't go into the double stack. And, well, let's see what's happening around the trip, or about the one at the top. Because now there's a chance that they also lock the healing beacon in. I mean, Fawcett is still down. He could fly in as soon as he comes back, but that's a 10-second gap that they got there. So maybe a chance to come in. No, there's again the move straight in for Cassia, but there's no Gust right now because Falstad is about to get back, but he's not here yet. Divine Shield saves Cassia. Zul has taken some of the points on the checkpoint, and they are about to get level 20. Yeah, Wit is there too. They get it. That didn't really do enough. If you get the Valkyrie, you need to really lock it in so that the target can be attacked by the entire team. And that one was just more of a side lane angle. I don't understand why they're fighting there in the first place. I mean, Fawcett was already about to come back. Why not wait for 20? Why fight with only 16 talents? Now you lost Cassia, you lost Zul. We got some good ults coming in for them, but they could have definitely waited this out a little bit longer and then taken it later on. That fight, I mean. Now it's 18 kills to 3, and yeah, that's just unfortunate. So they are going to make a play for the core now, and why wouldn't they? It's 3 heroes down, only 2 defenders, one of them Uther. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot. And yeah, flying in, trying to take the kill against Blade, but instead he runs into the fist of the core and nearly dies. Yeah, they're gobbling up Uther again as they're trying to make the play here, and I suppose this time they're going to get the kill. Problem is that he still has redemption, he's going to be back. but the core is open. They got the kill against Sylvanas too. Rutzo riding around the core at this point. And yeah, that's victory. That's a 2-0 win for the Donuts, everybody, as they move on to the semi-final of the winner bracket. Well played. GG. An easy win here for the team in blue in this Heroes of the Storm series at the Rive tournament.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.